Please, we have so welcome back after the break we had after the interesting discussions with the academics from the three universities and the students. Now we have the second session for today, which is the students' presentations. We have presentations from Mansoura University, Tanta University, and Kafr Sheikh University students. Then we'll have discussion and feedback. And yeah, I think it might be possible. I mean, we have half an hour discussion and feedback, but I think it's better to have like 5 minutes after each presentation for direct questions and comments. And then at the end, we will have the discussion about the three presentations together. I would kindly ask each group of students to present themselves and to stick to the time. It's better if you have like half an hour or less, it's better, but half an hour is fine. So please don't exceed the time. So you can, I will stop sharing my screen and now you will share your screen.
All right, I can go on.
And please open the camera. Those who are presenting, please.
It's me, Ahmed Kishta.
Okay. But your group also, the rest of your group, are you presenting alone?
No, I'm presenting alone, but my group exists here.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. It's me, Ishta. I'm a student in my third year of architecture school here in Mansoura University. And I'm happy to show you my first urban design project that we had last year. In our case study, we had the Olympic Village as an example for developing, and it's interesting because it was our first touch with urban design and doing the fundamentals and have a respective view in urban. All right, there are some points I'm going to talk about the urban design for the Olympic Village. First of all, what is the characteristics of the Olympic Village, and then as a SWOT analysis of the Olympic Village, and then the final output that we had after the discussions between us and the professors. Okay, first, the Olympic Village exists in Mansoura University campus, which is bounded by the green dashed line, and the Olympic Village itself is bounded by the blue line, declaring its entrances like with red dots.
Sorry, there is a hatched rectangle. I cannot see. I can see through the presentation. Is it something?
What?
There's hatched rectangle inside the monitor. Can you see it?
I think it's a box from Zoom in the middle of your screen. So you should move it at the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, okay, let me see.
It is right left to the Mansoura University campus. Yes.
What's the problem? This what?
Because yes, move it to the corner, please.
Yeah, move it to the corner.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, is it better now or what?
It's still inside.
We can ignore it, yeah, Shabab.
Okay, because it's coming in front of the text itself. Okay.
I didn't see it on my screen, so I'm so sorry, guys. All right, I'm gone. Right now, I'm gonna show you zoom into the Olympic Village itself, showing off the outbounded residential blocks right here. It's from 12 to 14 lobbies, and showing some buildings inside the Olympic Village itself. Right here, like the open camps and the swimming pools and the squash and tennis headquarters and the covered playground. All right, the yellow circles are declaring the empty areas that we'll need to use in the future. Okay, quickly, I'm gonna talk about the time gradient for the Olympic Village. In order to know my problem, I had to know my past. All right, through the construction phase between 2003 and 2020, I have some problems that were not solved back in 2003 that caused even more worse situation outside the Olympic Village now in 2020, like the accessibility of the Olympic Village through the lines. As we see here, I can draw. As we see here, if I am here right now and I wanna go to the main street, I had to go all this line because there is no any side lane between these lanes or these main roads. All right. I'm going to go forward to the latest phase that we have two major mega markets right here, which is Gamma Plaza Mall and Carrefour, and this creates two lines of parking that cut off the area of the main road, so it causes traffic jam in front of the entrances of the Olympic Village. And also, you can see the blocks of residential have a high population densities that we will declare later in a 3D sketch. Okay, I'm going forward to clearing the SWOT analysis for the Olympic Village. By the strengths inside the campus, human scale is considered as building height matches the code. And there is a lot of green areas in the campus but a lack of public spaces. Variety of sports help students to consider the physical habits even more. In the weakness, we have lack of water bodies that gather people as public spaces. So it's an opportunity to create, but I'm going to talk about later. And actually, the planted type of trees are not the optimum choice for this local environment, as the trees is vacant and it collects dust and consumes a lot of water. And we have some buildings that were bad constructed, like this building right here, which is Faculty of Physical Education that got demolished after only 5 years of being constructed, or only 7 years. And they had to make a small alternative for this building in order to afford the students that come every day. In the opportunities, we have playgrounds that need to be developed and empty spaces that we can use in order to solve the weakness point that we have in the weakness category. All right, the threats outside the Olympic Village, the residential blocks do not respect the human scale at all, and the crossroads between the two major roads, which is Jihan Street and the Toshka Street, creates traffic jam in the intersections. And also in these blocks, there is a bad coverage for mobile network that can be considered and solved. Okay, so now I know my SWOT analysis and I have targets to make. I need to develop this playground and I need to maintain the demolished building right here. And I have a swimming pool that I had to maintain also, and create some parking areas to consume some cars that actually block the road and create traffic jam in the roads, blotted in the red areas. And I have yellow areas, which are empty areas that are not used as well, creating entertainment areas in them. All right. So I have targets now, which is more green areas, considering sustainability while maintaining buildings, and have commercial benefits in the Olympic Village to make it accessible through outside and inside, not only for students, but also for people as well, and encourage more people to do sports in the Olympic Village. This was the old plan that was illustrated back in 2008, and this is our new alternative that we made, and actually I will gonna declare it right now. All right. So my main idea is we are in the Olympic Village. There is no any projection for dynamic lines, as dynamic lines declare the sporty and the movement between lines. So in these empty areas, I had to make right here. These are the empty areas that I declared first. I had to make some public spaces and car-free zones for the people to walk through, and cycling paths as well, creating between them water bodies that gather people. And of course, having a good time after the lectures, it's a good thing. I'm a Mansoura University and I know what I'm talking about, so, all right. Declaring the environmental analysis, we are declaring the ventilation and airflow between the buildings, and declaring the traffic jam outside the Olympic Village, right here in the road and the entrances of the Olympic Village, and declaring some elements. But I wanna go forward in terms of time. Okay. This sketch indicates the population density outside the Olympic Village and also inside the Olympic Village, because we have two major blocks, which are Faculty of Physical Education and Faculty of Fine Arts. And these colleges have a lot of students through the daytime. So I had to consider it to make public spaces for them. Okay. So this is our alternative that we made. And I gonna split it in 3 zones, and so it will be easier for you to understand. All right. There is some problem. Sorry. Okay. The first zone. The first zone is for football, and it declared some football playgrounds and the stadium, and the first entertainment area or public spaces containing the water bodies I mentioned before. The second zone, which indicates the cycling area and walk-through areas and the green areas as well, declaring also water bodies and some own property to the agriculture college, and the mosque and the bridge for people or students to go through that will be cleared in the 3D rendered. In the third zone, which contains the tennis and squash headquarters and the swimming pools, and also the faculty of physical education. All right. Now I'm gonna declaring the roads. We have in the main road declared with the yellow color. These are accessible by cars and people, but I had to make some areas that are car free and only for people and cycling, which are blotted with cyan or light blue color. And I had to make parking areas in order to solve the traffic jam and parking lines outside the campus. So I had to take inner surfaces or inner areas to make parkings right here and here and here, blotted by the purple colored. All right. I mentioned a problem earlier that we have a problem with the planted trees like Vegas that consume a lot of water and collects dust. I have now some alternatives that are better, like jacaranda trees, but there are a lot of details of these plants, so I'm gonna declare only this example. And the landmarks spots I had to make in the intersection between the roads, some landmarks in order for people who are visiting the Olympic Village for the first time, remember it easily. And it make easier as every landmark declares a position of it and the idea of the zone. All right. There are some 3D rendered by us, declaring the final output of the plan that we made. Like this is the gate of the Olympic Village. And this is the entertainment area I declared before, containing roads for cycling and people and some bridges going through the water bodies that I created, creating more public spaces. All right, this is also as well creating cafes inside the campus because they have a lack of it also. And football playgrounds that actually existed but need to be maintained as the materials they used are not suitable. They used the red rubber, which are not suitable, and we need to reconsider it again. Okay, thank you. I hope I matched the time already. If there is any question or any comments, I will be happy, okay, as well.
Thanks a lot for sharing this interesting project. Actually, the visualization at the end, it's so fascinating. I think it's like very high quality renders, and I think yeah, that's a trend.
I also think so.
Sorry.
For a second-year student, I also think so. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. But I wonder, I mean, you presented, but then you have other 3 colleagues. So you're Ahmed Ishta, Ahmed, Ghurab, Isra, Abdel Nasser.
We all are here.
Yes, but you didn't present. I mean, the issue of this session is to let everybody present.
But we are here.
ايوه but يعني واقفين كومبارس يعني.
Doctor, I think from the echo they are in the same room. What I get from the echo.
No, we are not. But actually, we have a lot of time to gathering this information, putting this project output, and we decided that I'm gonna make the presentation actually.
Maybe they can participate on answering the questions, not
Yes. So now they will.
That's for them right now.
Thank you for the presentation, and then we will let the rest of the group answer the questions. Okay?
Oh my God. Okay.
يعني عشان بتستنصحوا ففي اللي انصح منكم.
والله تمام ماشي.
طيب questions from the Okay, Sarah, Akram, great presentation. Thank you.
I have a question. I have one question.
Who are you? Sorry.
I'm Muhammad, TUB.
Magdi. Okay.
Thank you, Ahmed, for your presentation. As a student, I also have graduated from Mansoura University, so I'm familiar with the Olympic Village, and actually it was one of the best things in Mansoura University. But as you mentioned, yeah, I completely agree that the problem is in the streets outside, like the roads between Jihan and leading to the other main road. I forgot its name now. But do you think that it will be like I have always thought about how to change it, but for me it's like it needs a critical change, not only just to develop the road or just widen the street, or like the whole street needs a completely redeveloped ideas. So how do you think it can fit in the future development of Mansoura actually in a whole, or how can the development of the Olympic Village itself help in the development of Mansoura and to be more productive or more attractive for all the students? But inside the Olympic Village itself, yeah, it's great, but with more, yeah, or with your suggestions, I think it will be much better. But how can you, or what do you think, how can we integrate it in the development of the whole Mansoura itself?
First, I'm gonna, can I answer firstly or what? I have permission to answer, right?
Whoever could answer, it's fine, yeah, I think.
Okay. I would say the Olympic Village, actually, the roads, as you mentioned, are very bad, and especially if in rainy times, if it rains for 3 to 4 days, the infrastructure cannot handle the water, and the sun rays cannot.
Sorry, who is talking now? Who's talking?
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So the rest of the group?
Also, yeah, one point, because as I remember, I think the level of the Olympic Village is below the street level, the main street level, because yeah, once it rains, it's always like the main entrance to the Olympic Village is always full of water. So yeah. I don't know, is it still the situation right now? Because yeah, I graduated in 2017, so I don't know if they changed anything.
I need other group members, please, to talk. مش بهزر.
Okay, can I talk in Arabic?
Okay, no problem.
هو المشكلة عندنا إن التغيير بره كان صعب بالنسبة لنا عشان بنتعامل مع كثافة كبيرة أو كده، فكان الأفضل لينا أو الزون اللي إحنا كنا شغالين عليه إحنا نشتغل على القرية نفسها، إنما فعلا في مشاكل كبيرة في الشوارع من بره. الزون اللي إحنا كنا شغالين عليه في المشروع كان القرية نفسها كده يعني.
طيب there's a question from Sarah.
Just I want to mention something, Dr. Hassan, that they are the second year of architecture, so they just study the urban design elements, not so the case study is not the surrounding area. They study the surrounding area, but not in details. And
مختار قطع connection.
There's problems connection.
ممكن نعلق، يعني هو كان يقصد ان in second year they study the design elements of a small area, like small detailed urban design, not urban development of the whole city or the whole context of this Olympic Village. So the boundary of the case study is inside the Olympic Village, not outside the Olympic Village. That's one point. And the second point, we have a group also from the fourth year. If we have half an hour to present for all.
Yes.
two groups. So I prefer to take comments after the second group also, not to waste our times.
Yes, please. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, sorry. So group from fourth year.
Yes, I'm here.
Can...
Let me share the screen. So hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Hello everyone. This is Mahmoud Bakr. I'm in the fourth year of my architecture student. So I'm gonna talk in this presentation about our third year project, which was the development of the old Mansoura city. So first, we're gonna talk about the process we took. In the beginning, we the survey and collecting the data till we designed the development alternatives and the strategies on the short and long term. So overview about the project. Our class worked on the old Mansoura city as a whole, but we were divided to groups to study every area more in details. So my area of study was El Hassaniya district. First, the survey and collecting data, which is the actual first step on the ground in this project. So first, we went to the area of study and began to our data collection, and we created a form for the building and the roads. Also, so we started to fill them with the information we have got. Also, we assigned the data we collected on Google My Maps, as Engineer Mukhtar mentioned earlier. We also we also started to make interviews with the locals, so we can hear from them what they suffer and their needs, and this actually helped us a lot to know what we're gonna work on. Then we began to analyze this data and began with the current situation. So here's some maps. So we analyze the regional entrance of the area, and how we can approach this area and what are its characteristics. Then we assigned ideas for every building in this area. Here the next analysis was the places to have in mind and how strong was every one of them affecting the district. Then land uses from commercial, housing, educational, etc. Here sold and void and what are the percentage of the void in this area, housing levels to see the percentage of the luxury above average and economic buildings. Here is the charts of the percentage. Also, we calculated the population density and building density in this area. Also, we analyzed the scope of services of this district and realized the lack of services there. Also, we determined the visual signs that the people recognize when they reach the district and the Hassaniya district. So here we analyze the void hierarchy of this area, and you can see there actually there's almost no open area or no void, open green area or no void for the locals to have fun or to walk or anything. Nothing. So we have to take this in consideration. Here the building heights and the difference from every building and how suitable that with the width of the streets. Here there is 44% from 3 or 4 floors, 28% 5-8 floors. Now building conditions, we counted the good and the bad buildings to determine what to keep and what to remove. Building materials, which is concrete, which is bearing walls. Also road conditions and hierarchy, road materials and directions, and even we collected the traffic density. All this information, all this analyzing to let us decide after that what we're gonna design. So now let's move to the analyzing phase. We began to analyze with a SWOT analysis. We analyzed the housing, services, and mobility, and determined the strengths, opportunities, the weakness, and threats of this area. Now we're going to talk about the urban function connectivity. We're going to analyze this, the urban fabric of this area, and to see what we need more connectivity and so we calculated the index of the connectivity to see is it within the range or not. Also, we stationary mapping, so to analyze the activities of this area and the people, how the people gathering there. After that, this all analyzing phases, we needed to take actions and to design accordingly to this analyzing. So first we the surface alternatives. We saw from the analyzing that there's no public spaces, there is no green areas for the people there. So we decided to use this open area. There's some places that is not used there. We used it to build we built some public space for the people to gather there, and also to build some buildings for the parking. So because there's no parking there, the whole area there's no parking, so we built a multi-story building there for parking. Also here, the mobility alternative, we redesigned the biggest train station square there, and redesigned the routes to be more friendly and more suitable to the people there. So we plan for the people, not for the cars. Second, housing alternatives. There's a warehouse area next to the Hissina district that is not used, that is not used. So we made the housing for the people there and some services to them. So now we began to think of strategies on the short term and the long term of the district. So the short term, it will be for 5 years. So in the housing, we are gonna remove the badly situation buildings and build the new ones for the people, or relocate them in the warehouse area that we designed earlier. In the mobility, we are gonna pave the routes and turn some streets into walking routes only. In the services, we're gonna build a multi-story parking and develop the old schools. So that's for the short term. On the long term, we're gonna, in housing, we will unify the urban character in the district. So the district is considered as one of the oldest places in the Mansoura, in the old Mansoura city. So it has a unique character. So we thought that we should, in the long term, we should unify the whole urban character for the district. In mobility, we will turn the main train station to become a secondary, and the main station will be transformed to Talha station. In services, the Thawra street, we will turn it to a touristic culture street because of the amount of the old buildings there and distinctive buildings. We will turn it to a touristic street. So that's it for this project. I hope I did well in the presentation. And now move on to my friend Sarah, who will tell us about how she used these techniques to apply them in her competition. Sarah?
سارة فين؟
اوكي لا بس المايك كان مقفول تمام. Now I'll talk about UIA 2020 International Competition for Architecture Students. In the beginning, I'd like to mention the reason for choosing this project, even though it isn't located in Delta region, and the reason that this architectural competition are an important means of education that should be encouraged. Okay, this competition is in Maria district of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and this is one of the largest and most beautiful cities in Brazil. The competition site is located between an important and busy expressway in Brazil and a cluster of fabulous complex de Mari, which is insecurity, and the population is making efforts to improve conditions and access to public service. City occupied by warehouse and industrial buildings, most of which are deserted. They make great use of motorcycles, and their interest in different cultures and activities made them unique. This competition called for proposing innovative civilized solutions for the region while taking into account the local population and their connection to the city. Achieving goal number 11 of Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and making integration between Mari and the rest of the city. This competition was seeking to achieve it. Now we will talk about the steps that we have done. We will find that the steps we have done aren't far away from previous project. It's very integrated with it. The first thing is that we started at collecting data. Okay. Collecting collecting data from the site, seeing their culture and habits. And the important places for them, and we would see how each region is working, how we understand the history of the region, and what are the problems in it and its needs. Number two, studying the current situation, we will see the existing zones, their uses, the street network, the mass and void, condition of the buildings, and the existing activities. Three, analyzing and making SWOT analysis to get strengths, weakness, opportunities, and theater. Then the idea. Okay. Our main concept is to make city and the human settlements more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So we paid much attention as one team and began brainstorming with the main question: if we were living in this place, what are the things we need to be good humans, interact with our society, and live in peace? The answer from almost all of us was a building which is suitable to live in, a good opportunity to earn money, security, good education, qualified hospital, good transportations, and safer routes and open green spaces that we can go to relax and smell fresh air without being in the design process. We decided to maintain the same street network. However, we will expand most of the streets, eliminate them to be safer, and design paths for cars, bikes, pedestrians, and ramps for disabled people, and different route etiquette for blind ones. We added some routes in Marit to link the whole area together, and with the important streets which are leading to Mari, increase the connectivity in the city of Rio, improve the existing street network, and make people's movement easier to achieve their different needs. Adding new bus lines, providing the area with organized parking spaces and gas station, which is friendly to the environment to achieve sustainability. Number two, we decided to maintain some areas as they were, as we believe that we need to improve the area for its residents, not creating a different place, but made some alterations on it, like coloring the facades with local graffiti artists to document their culture, trying to express what they feel and decrease criminality that some of them have. And this will be by them to achieve the participation which enable them to keep what they do clean, and to make a cheerful climate, to make people come to live and again, and support the local artists and give them the power to be better. I will design some buildings roofs to make some area to grow plants and do crafts so they can benefit from the roofs and earn extra money to living. Three, because it's our main target to link the whole area together, we designed several green hubs on the main axis of Mari and created a center for a big plaza to link our site with the districts next to us to make them able to find their needs. So we design a culture center with a library, classes for music, workshops with extension outside to work out the door with fresh air, and a gallery in which they will make a show for their crafts work. The center is linked by a new bridge coming from the existing pedestrian bridge over the highway road. and landing at the beginning of Mari. When you are walking on this bridge, you will find yourself at the culture center, and from it, you can see all of Mari and the northern part of Red January. We paid a lot of attention to the commercial street and provided it with some outlets for selling and green areas with benches for sitting. We find a consistent methodology in dealing with this type of project different in one way, because the competitions focus more on different ideas and creativity, unlike academic project. Thank you very much for listening and for this great opportunity.
I think we have a problem that, yes, it's okay, it's solved.
Okay, thank you, Mahmoud and Sarah. So now the three groups, the three presentations from Mansoura are done.
Yes.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so I think we have some questions, but we can keep them to the discussion part. So now we can go to the second university according to the program. Tanta, university students.